This is author Shahin Jedian, and today I wanted to speak to you about raising your energy centers, raising your energy code, discovering your energy code, your soul code, your sexual energy, and how to allow that to spread throughout all the layers and all the being and all the aspects of your life. And there's a really phenomenal thing that I've explored out of working with thousands of students that are so rooted in spirituality. And in some of those students, I have found this pattern that I want to share with you. This may relate to you, it may not. It may relate to you and you may not know about it. It may relate to you, you might resist it. It may relate to you, or it may just not be part of your story. But if it is part of your story, then listen to it. If it's not, then maybe share it with someone who it is. The idea is this, that why is it that you find that so many spiritual men and women have a difficulty with accepting money, or they have less money sometimes than those people that are actually very physical, people who are just very strategic, physical, no nonsense, just, matter of fact, and they may not even have necessarily a very powerful philosophical view of the universe, but it comes to them easily and effortlessly. Why is it? And I think there's several reasons beyond all the other reasons that that these could be both things that get in the way of success of those who are spiritual, creative artists, and it can also be an eye-opening fact for you when you pay attention to. So here it is. One of the reasons could be, and again, pay attention, see if this applies to you or not. If it does, then use it to your benefit. Could be that when you are spiritual, and everyone is at some capacity spiritual, but when I say when you're consistently working in the spirit every day and you're adding more love and light to that, part of what happens is you also develop a trust, or you have more of a trust in the universe, and that every day you will be provided for. And you're more spontaneous, you're less attached, more detached. And as a result, one of the side effects is that you're not so scared, you're not so security oriented in order to go ahead and set aside constant amounts of resources, food, money, and wealth because of fear. So what happens here is that the fear is not as strong, which means that you don't go out in there in the jungle and hunt 10 animals and lay it in reserve in your fridge. Does that make sense? So it's actually not all the time, because sometimes it's not a great indication if you're spiritual and you don't have your resources and basic needs met, but many times it could be a compliment for the fact that you actually are not so loaded with backup money. Because it also says that you're so believe in the universe will provide you everywhere that you go, that the universe is your backup money, that the cloud of glory of love and money and energy and senses is available to you anywhere you go, and wherever you go, every person is your prosperity. So that's beautiful by itself. Now, keep that in mind. Now, what would happen? Here's a cool thing. What would happen if you develop a mindset where you actually have this beautiful trust in the universe, but you want to actually add an element of not just backup finances and wealth of life, but an element of having resources available to help the rest of the world. An element of having resources available, money available, not because you want to use it right away, but because you want to have it available so that if in case you get into a situation where you still trust the universe to provide for you and you're still praying to your amazing creation and creator, but let's say there's things that collapse, you could fall back on this, right? What would happen if you can have this backup money for that? What would happen if you can have more resources so you can help more people? What would happen if you can have more money and resources so that you could feel that the amount of love that the creator is giving you is sitting there with you, and that it is a direct light from the creator? It's coming through you and not from you, right? What would happen if you look at the savings account of $10,000, $50,000, $100,000, $1 million, $2 million, whatever it is for the capacity of wherever you are and wherever you live? What would happen if you look at that savings account of the backup money as a way of knowing that it's there because you are going to make powerful goals and and you have this wonderful secure feeling from the root chakra, not because you want to forget about the fact that your creator provides, not because you don't trust that the universe is consistently adding to you, but that because you know that it can be a great feeling of being able to help the world and be as a backup so that you don't fall into the anxiety survival trap. Like, let's say there's a plague, right? Like the COVID-19, whether this thing is however the degree of how real it is and whatever the news exaggerates, but let's say to the degree, the part of it that is real, right? And you need to actually pull yourself through, and you have that backup feeling. Isn't it true that when you feel more secure, your root chakra feels more secure, and as a result you get into a vibration of more love rather than fear, more unity than duality, and you attract more? Isn't it true? Right? Yes or yes? So the idea is that these are many reasons where I want to help you give yourself permission to have the backup sense of the universe, and that you can begin to see that saving that supports you as also part of the light of the creator sitting behind you to support you, rather than, oh, if I have too much money, then I might become, and remember, a lot of people have these unconscious beliefs. If I have too much money, I might become evil. If I have too much money, I might forget about the creator. If I have too much money, I might never pray again. If I have too much money, I might do negative things. If I have too much money, what if I gamble it away? What if I go to a nightclub and watch nude dancers all day? If I have too much money, what if I get egoistic and start talking down to people? If I have too much money, what if I start hanging out with those people who are, their noses is up to heaven, and we've seen the types that are just like, they don't have respect for humanity. So all of these beliefs can drop when your intention for money shifts to being the kind of person that wants to be the kind of person that wants to handle that kind of money. Right? So money is love when intended correctly, and money is love when you meditate on it. Money is love when you can spread it with goodness. Money is love when you can give it to those who need it. Money is love when you look at it with the eyes of love. Money is love when you start releasing the tension you feel about your past about money, when you write the letter to money. And there's a reason I'm talking about both of these together, because as I'm teaching these two programs, the program for raising your sexual energy and tuning into the wealth of life, and the other program, 42 Seeds of Prosperity, the divine prescription for money, right? As I'm teaching these two programs, these two elements really come together beautifully. And so the root chakra and the sacral and navel, or the yesod, as we say in the language of the light, and the throat chakra, together with the expression of both sexual energy, intimacy, and finances, can really attune the solar aspect of our being in this beautiful month. And that's my teaching for today. Once again, my name is Shahin, author Shahin Jedian, author of 42 books and films, creator of dozens of powerful courses that transformed your life. Also having a strong presence on soulcodedoctor.com. There you can really go through some of the powerful gifts that I'm offering the universe. Together we can do so much, and this is really what it's all about. I'm inviting you to go to soulcodedoctor.com and take a look and sign up for the newsletter if you're not already in one of my close teaching groups, so you can at least benefit from some of the timely teachings that I send out periodically. Blessings.